Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. All the ladies. all together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, which is a recording of Srila Prabhupada giving class Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 22. So please kick up your device's volume. So sometimes it's a little bit lower here on the recording itself, so you can hear better. And after this, we will have some discussion where you can ask questions or some takeaways or realizations from it. We can, share it. You can put it on the chat if you cannot actually speak it out, depending on what your situation is. So without further ado, we'll start with Srila Prabhupada's lecture. Hare Krishna.
Idam hi pungsa tapasa shrutasya va swishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo avichyuto artaha kavibhir nirupito yad uttama shloka guna anuvarnanam idang hi pungsah tapasah shrutasya va Swishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo avichyutortak kavibhir nirupito yaduttama shloka gunanavarnanam idang hi pungsah tapasah shrutasya va swishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo avichyutortak kavibhir nirupito yaduttama shloka gunanavarnanam Idang hi pungsak tapasak shutasya va
Idang hi pungsas tapasakshutasya va
svishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo
Svistasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo
avichyuto tak kavibhir nirupito
Avichyuto tak kabibir nirupito
yaduttama shloka gunanuvarnanam
Yaduttama shloka gunanuvarnanam.
Translation. Learned circles have positively concluded that the infallible purpose of the advancement of knowledge, namely austerities, study of the Vedas, sacrifice, chanting of hymns, and charity, culminates in the transcendental descriptions of the Lord, who is defined in choice poetry.
Idang hi pungsastapasassutasya va sishtasya suktasya cha buddha dattayo avichito artha kavibhi nirupita jaduttama shloka gunanvarnanam. So, this is our mission, that find out the original cause. That is scientific research. So all the scientists, they are trying to find out the original cause. That is advancement of education. They are analyzing one after another. But till now they could not find it out. Big scientists have tried, but they could not. Only theory, this is the original cause, this is the original cause. But we do not depend on the theories. We depend on the Vedic conclusion. We do not require to make any research. It's like ordinarily we say there are 900,000 forms of body in the water. We get it from Vedic knowledge, Jalajano Lakhani. Now, the biologists, let them confirm it or deny it, because they cannot confirm it because their knowledge is experimental. Unless they find it actually, by actual experience, that there are so many living forms within the water, they cannot say yes. Neither they are able to find it out. Is it not the position? First of all, if we say to the biologist that there are 900,000 different forms of life or species within the water, they will say, how it is, you are farming so positively without experiment, without research. They will say. Then we will ask, then you say, that they cannot say. This is their position. They will say, in future there is no question. You do not know now, admit this. So this is their position. Therefore, this experimental knowledge is always imperfect. Always imperfect. It cannot be perfect because our experience, our power of perception, advancement of knowledge, they are imperfect. The deficiency. Therefore, for perfect knowledge, you have to approach the perfect. We accept Lord Krishna as the perfect, and his bona fide representative is also perfect. How he is perfect, Krishna may be perfect, one may admit, but how his bona fide representative is also perfect. The answer is, the bona fide representative of Krishna, he does not say anything beyond Krishna. That is perfect. He may be imperfect, it doesn't matter. But he is receiving knowledge from the perfect and is simply repeating that knowledge. That is the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jare dakho tare kaho, kaho Krishna katha. Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna katha. আমার আজ্ঞায় গুরু হইয়া তারো এই দেশ যারে দেখো তারে কহ কৃষ্ণ উপদেশ. You don't speak your upadesh, your instruction. That is nonsense. What you are? That is the defect of the modern civilization. They simply want to instruct by his experience. But what is your experience? They are all imperfect. But they are persisting. No, we cannot accept any knowledge without experiment. Is it not the position?
Experiments
Huh?
cannot
And that the scientists will say, why we shall accept Krishna's version as perfect? Do they not say like that?
yes, yes.
But they cannot give any perfect information, the theory. So our process is to take Krishna, not on our, this is the parampara system, all the acharyas, Ramanacharya, Madhacharya, they take Krishna's version as perfect. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says therefore that you do not instruct anything which is manufactured by you. Do not instruct. Because you are imperfect, your manufacture or your theories, then imperfect. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore says, Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. This is perfection. If you say Krishna's upadesh, instruction, then it is perfect. And if you say your experimental instruction, that is imperfect. Here it is said that idang nipungsas tapasas, every knowledge, just like here is our doctor, Sarup Damodar, he has got the doctorate title. You have seen your book, it is a learned scholarship, research work. That is nice. But he has admitted the original cause is Krishna. So we are asking everyone that whatever knowledge you have got, it doesn't matter whether you are a chemist or physicist or an engineer or a medical man, and there are so many, lawyer, politician, so many departmental knowledge. So one becomes doctor and expert by high research work. For the last how many years in USA? Huh?
5 years.
5 years. After 5 years hard work and placing the theses amongst the learned scholars, they admitted, yes, it is very nice research work. Now they are affording the PhD. So it is tapasya. Tapasya. Without tapasya, you cannot get any credit. That is not possible. If one wants to get credit immediately without tapasya, that is bogus. Therefore it is said tapasya and sutasya. Sutasya means hearing from the authorities. By attending lectures of the professors, of the scientific scholars, hearing, or Vedic knowledge. So anyway, everyone is getting knowledge, perfection, by tapasya, by austerity, by learned scholarship. So here it is said that these things are required for describing Krishna. These things are required for describing Krishna. Not only theory, but actually to prove that this knowledge is there. Krishna is full of all opulences. And it is said, Jnana vairagyayascha sarayati bhavangana. What is the beginning? Aishajyasya samagrasya birjasya jasasya sriya. Krishna means he is the full opulent personality of Godhead with all riches, all reputation, all beauty, all knowledge. That you have to prove. Any department of knowledge, you have to prove that this knowledge is coming from Krishna. Sarva karana karanam. Ishvara parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarva karana karanam. That is Krishna consciousness. Let me sit down properly. That is a scholarship. You make research work, but in this Shastra it is said that Krishna is the original person of this departmental knowledge. Suppose you are a lawyer, so Krishna gives the law. This is research. Just actually Krishna gives. What is Krishna gives? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. This is law. The first giver of law is Krishna, that you give up all nonsense, surrender unto me. This is law. Then you'll understand everything. Manmana bhavavat bhakta vajyaji mang namaskuru. Religion means the law given by Krishna or God. That is religion. Otherwise, it is not religion. That is cheating. Dharma projita koitavatra. This is cheating religion. If you do not follow Krishna, that is cheating. Krishna means, when I say Krishna, Krishna means God. God is one. There is Krishna. Others, they admit that God is one, but they do not know who is that one God. There is the difference. There is a difference between us and others. They do not know, just like if I say, John, have you got any father? So he'll say, yes, I got my father. Then who is your father? I do not know. That's not very good credit. Because without father and mother, there is no existence. So everyone knows I have got a father. But who is my father? That I do not know. At least in India, one who cannot say his father's name, immediately he becomes degraded. Just like the Jawal Satyakam. Jawal Satyakam, and he went to Gautam Muni, please initiate me. And according to Vedic conclusion, initiation is meant for the Brahmana. Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya, not for the Sudras. Sudras are not initiated. And in the Kali Yuga, because everyone is a Shudra, therefore he is first of all given training to become a Brahmana. Then the sacred thread is offered. This is the process. Actually, initiation cannot be given to anyone except to Brahmana. So, Kalau Sudra Sambhava, in the Kali Yuga, everyone is Sudra. That is to be accepted. Without any disagreement. Kalau Sudra Sambhava. Because they have no sanskar, asanskita kriyahina, mlecha. One who is not undergone the reformatory processes, Garbhadhan sanskar, Upanayan sanskar, there are 10 kinds of sanskaras, reformatory. One who has not gone or one who is not permitted to undergo the sanskar, he is Shudra. Sanskarat bhavet dvija. Everyone is born Shudra. By reformatory method, he becomes twice born. By the spiritual master and Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge is the mother and spiritual master is the father. In this way, the Jawal Upanishad, he was asked by Gautam Muni, who is your father? So he said that I do not know. Then go to your mother, ask him. The mother could not say that I do not know who is your father. I have connection with so many men. So he came back to Gautam Muni, sir, my mother also does not know. She said that she had many connections, I do not know who is particularly your father. But Gautam Muni immediately accepted, yes, you are Brahman, because you are truthful. Nobody dares to say like that I do not know my father's name. My mother said that yes, she had many connections. Because you are truthful, sattva, sama, dhamma, titikha, so by the quality, he was accepted immediately and was initiated that you have the qualities of Brahman. By Brahman will speak truth, even to his enemy. If the enemy comes, if a rogue comes, how much money you have got in a box? The Brahman will say, yes, I have got $100. Just like the other day, the custom examination in Bombay, so our Brahmananda Maharaj was asked, what is the value? No, I purchased it. What is the value? $200. He did not say that I am using it for a long time. No, it is new I have purchased. That's all right. Yeah. But Kali Yuga is so implicated that sometimes we have to speak the untruth. But it is the business of the Brahmana to speak the truth, no untruth. So in this way, our proposition is that if we want perfection, then in whatever position we are, either I am a Brahmana, or I am a Kshatriya, or I am a Vaishya, or I am a Shudra, it doesn't matter. If we simply take this vow that Krishna is the original cause of everything. Shudra is also, the original cause is Krishna. Krishna says in the Srimad Bhagavatam that he is the cause of the Shudras. We should not hate anyone because everyone is born of Krishna. Aham bijapada pita. Krishna says, sarvajonishu. It doesn't matter in what form the living entity is there, but Krishna claims that he is the father. He is the father. So, either Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra or Mlecha or Javan, or white, black, European, American, anyone, he should know that the original cause is Krishna. This is perfect. Idang himpungsas tapasasya va shishtasya suttasya chabuddhadattayo avichita artha kavi bini jaduttama sloka. So if everyone says that the original cause of my existence is Krishna, this is Krishna consciousness. It doesn't matter. Not that the Brahmana is the mouth of Krishna, and Kshatriya is the arm of Krishna, and Vaishya is the belly of Krishna, and Shudra is the leg of Krishna. But do we distinguish that here is Krishna's mouth or head, all the flowers should be offered here, not to the leg? Do we make any such distinction? When you worship Krishna, rather our first duty is to offer to the lotus feet of Krishna. And Krishna says that Shudra, Bhagavad says, Shudra is the leg. So, there may be distinction of profession, occupation, caste, creed, color, it doesn't matter. But if everyone tries to become Krishna conscious, that the original cause of my existence is Krishna, then there is life is perfect. This is our Krishna consciousness. Not blindly, but by research work. Now, how the original cause is Krishna. Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhava, matta sarvam pravartate. I am the original cause of everything. Everything emanates from me. How can I deny that Krishna is not Krishna? This is Krishna consciousness. Therefore, those who are advanced devotee, he does not see anything else but Krishna, because Krishna is the cause of everything. That is required. That is Krishna consciousness. So, we should not take anything neglectfully, neither we should be careless to take care of Krishna's property, Krishna's living being, Krishna's house, Krishna's temple, Krishna's business, Krishna's everything Krishna. Ishavasamidan sarvam yat kinchit jagatyangam. If we think like that, then that is perfect Krishna. Manmana bhavamad bhakta. We may think, see varieties of things. It doesn't matter. But if we know that the original cause of this thing is Krishna, that is perfect. We are saying this table, it is wood. But if we know, it is a fact. You know or not know, that doesn't matter. The original cause is Krishna. The microphone, the original cause is Krishna. This karta, the original cause is Krishna. This pitcher, original cause is Krishna. Everything. That is Krishna consciousness. And it is fact, not that we are imagining. Let's just take for example, these material things. This table. It is how it is caused by Krishna. Krishna says, Bhumi rapa analavayu khangamano buddhirivacha. Bhumi, this earth, binna prakriti me ashtadha, that is my energy. So, the Bhumi, the earth, is the cause of the tree, wood, and the wood is the cause of this table. Therefore, originally Krishna is the cause of it. There is no doubt about it. Anything you take, either you take this wood, or you take this water, or this take ether, or chemical, the original cause is Krishna. Now, to be ascertained, education, that why it is called Krishna's is the origin. That is research work. How it has, just like I give you the hint of research work, that Krishna says that the earth is my energy, separated energy. And earth is the cause of the wood, and wood is the cause of the fire. Fire is the cause of melting. So many. You can go. So, idang pungsa sapada kavi nirupita. Describe the attributes of Krishna. You can write. Just like you can write volumes of books on this table. If you are intelligent enough, you can make research work on the table. But in that research work, conclude that Krishna is the Holy. A carpenter, he can write about Krishna if he is thought. Anyone. Therefore it is said, Jad uttama sloka gunanubandhana. Whatever your profession is there, you know that the original cause is Krishna. Now make research work and find out how Krishna is the original cause. That is education. That is one. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So everyone can write books. Everyone wants to write books, wants to show some scholarship. Do it. But the conclusion should be that here is the original cause. And it is already said in the Shastra. Krishna personally says that aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartate iti matya bhajanti mang buddha bhava samadhi. This is Buddha. Those who are actually educated, they are called Buddha, in full knowledge. So there are departmental knowledge. So by research work, when one understands that Krishna is the original cause of everything, then that is Siddhanta. Therefore Chaitanya Chaitamrita says that Siddhanta bolia chitte nakaro alas ya haite Krishna rage sudhira manas. Siddhanta, conclusion. Try to study. Krishna says, I am the origin of everything. So whatever subject matter you have got, you study. Then when you come to this conclusion, yes, actually Krishna is the original cause, then your devotion of Krishna immediately increases. If you accept blindly Krishna, that is one thing, another one thing. And if you study, make research work, and find out Krishna is the original cause, then your love for Krishna will increase. So this is required. This is required. So this verse is very important thing. And everyone should make research work. But a devotee, one who has concluded, one who has perfectly known that Krishna is the original cause of everything, he hasn't got to do anything. His business is finished. He doesn't require any more to undergo severe austerities to find out whether Krishna is cause or not cause. Because he has already known. He has already known. Aradhita jadi haris tapasa tata kim namar tapasa. Chant Hare Krishna. But if you have got doubt, make research. You will have come to the conclusion. But if you have concluded it, yes, Krishna is the original cause of everything, then your business is finished. Chant Hare Krishna. But if you have got doubt, then do it. That is your business. Don't be blind. Either you accept the words of Krishna. Krishna says, I am the original cause of everything. That's all right. If you believe that Krishna says, it is all right. If you do not believe, then make the research and fight down. That is purpose. In both ways, you will have to come to this, because the fact is fact. Either, suppose somebody says, don't touch fire, it will burn your hand. If you accept it, your father's advice or your teacher's advice, don't touch fire, then it is as good. And if you want to make research, now why shall I believe my father, my teacher? Let me experiment, touch. The result will be the same. Result will be the same. But if you want to make experiment, do it. But come to this conclusion that Krishna is the original cause of everything. Then your life is perfect. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for listening. This is another wonderful lecture by Srila Prabhupada. And now it's time for devotees to unmute anyone that wants to share what they picked from it, that is a takeaway, or ask questions about this, and then we can have some discussion with the time that's left. We got plenty of time, actually. This was a relatively shorter one, 30-minute lecture. So we got at least another 20 minutes or so, which we can use all of it or part of it. So anyone who wants to share can now unmute and start sharing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. It's, of
Prabhupada.
course, as usual, a very nice lecture by Srila Prabhupada. One point that really, that I was really realizing how merciful Srila Prabhupada is, when he said that initiation cannot be given to anyone except for a Brahmana. And then he said, so for a Sudra to get initiated, a Sudra has to be trained to the level of a Brahmana to get initiated. And then I was remembering also how Srila Prabhupada, we've heard from many, many gurus and sannyasis and devotees, where they said that, we are all Sudras. None of us are Brahmanas or Kshatriyas. We're all Sudras. So for us to get initiated by our spiritual master, that was pure mercy of our spiritual master, pure mercy of Srila Prabhupada to really get us to the level of being a Brahmana, lack of a better word, or as they say, a Kali Yuga Brahmana, to get initiated by the mercy of the Guru. So I was really meditating how merciful Srila Prabhupada is, how merciful Lord Chaitanya is to really bring that mercy factor into our lives, to allow Sudras to come up to that level to get initiation and to be part of the Parampara system. So that was one of my takeaways. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Kalau Sudra Samava, in this age of Kali, everyone is at the Sudra level. And so, yes, there is training needed. One cannot go from Sudra to become Brahmana by their own whims or by their own assumptions about things. You have to know how to behave, and you have to have the proper knowledge and all of that. And Srila Prabhupada spends so much time now giving us lectures, giving us morning walk, discussions, and many other things. The devotees were smart enough to record all those. And of course, the books too, translated and given so much commentary, which we call purports. And now we understand so many other things, and we can discuss and have even more realizations. The great thing about the discussion is that then more ideas come from other devotees who've had other realizations or heard realizations from other lectures, all get put together. And that's why reading a book by Srila Prabhupada is wonderful. Reading a book and discussing things from the book is even at a higher level. And every time you find out that we're doing that now in Harrisburg, evenings once a week, now discussing Science of Self-Realization, which many of us have read, but to read it in a group and have a discussion is a whole different level. It's a whole different level. It's far more satisfying that way. And so the scripture then becomes very much alive, and then we can add many things that we discuss to our consciousness and our living also. So yeah, thank you very much for your comments. Any other takeaways, any other realizations from this?
If I can add something, you mentioned a very, very strong point about coming together, reading and discussing in a group with devotees. I was listening to a class by Chandamali Swami yesterday where he was speaking to his disciples, and he said that we have to increase our hearing because the first thing is Shravanam. And he was saying the more we hear the more we understand. We have to hear and hear and hear. And he was saying it's much powerful if we hear in a group of devotee association than just on our own, because we can discuss and we can share and we can learn and we can ask and we can clarify. So he was really stressing that it's very important for devotees to increase our hearing, is what he was saying. Just wanted to share that. Hare Krishna.
Very, very important. Yes. Life is about community. Spiritual world, life there is about community, perfect life, but it is also community. And so if we practice doing things in community, that is in sharing together, many aspects of what we do, we'll realize that we'll be much, much happier. We'll be far more educated, we'll be far more realized, and then the goal will be much easier to achieve, because when then conviction will be increased, when we are more convinced, then even the things that we're supposed to do for our sadhana, we take it more seriously, the chanting of the holy names to the Lord, the Hare Krishna mantra, the regulated principles, because we know we are in a community where the devotees are also making that effort to stay with the regulated principles, which is the level that a human is supposed to operate at. The 4 regulated principles. That's the level that a human being is supposed to operate at. Otherwise, they're not at the level of, in terms of mental, they're not at the level of humans, they're at the level of what the animals do. Hare Krishna. So, are there any other realizations? Any other things you want to share? Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me, bro?
Yes, we can. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I like the point Srila Prabhupada mentions, I think, middle of the lecture. If you say Krishna's Upadesh instruction, then it is perfect. And if you say your experimental instruction, that is imperfect.
Yes.
That was
very important point. And it's not difficult to prove it. I mean, we have imperfect senses. So how you use these perfect senses to do something that is going to be perfect? It's not possible. We are limited. We're limited. So yes, by taking the instructions from the Vedas, instructions from those who know, then of course it becomes perfect. And speaking about that, Srila Prabhupada gave one example in another lecture that I'd like to share. It's like a child. The child's got a father, and the father shows something to the child. The child says, "What is it?" The father knows what it is. He says, "It's a microphone." So then the child accepts it. Next time the child with his friends, when they see that particular thing, device, then the child says, "This is a microphone." So they are reporting correctly because they've heard from an authoritative source what that particular item's name is. And therefore the child just simply repeats it and repeats it perfectly. This is how. So we share from Krishna consciousness like that, coming from the source that is bona fide, that doesn't have any imperfection in it. This is the wonderful situation that we have in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, thank you very much. Any other?
Yeah, I think Srila Prabhupada mentioning most of the lecture is Krishna is the original cause of everything.
Yes.
If you want to write a book or something, go and research. And immediately how Prabhupada quotes, like there was a table in front, and he said, this table is cause, behind the table causes Krishna. And how Prabhupada connects is table comes from the tree comes from earth, and Srila Prabhupada quotes the words, Bhumir aponalo vayu kam mano buddhirevacha. Like immediately from something object to the verse in the Bhagavad Gita, like how fast Prabhupada go at original and connect with Krishna.
Yes.
That was like amazing how he does it.
Very, very, very nicely. Yes. So earth, water, fire, ether, and so on. And so on. Papa connecting that. Yes, you give example of a table. The table is made of wood, and the wood comes from the tree, and tree is from nature, and Krishna controls nature. It's from him.
Yeah.
In his Vishnu form. We know that. It comes through Mahavishnu, and all the universes come, and the varieties are made, carbon dioxide Vishnu. and so on, and then down to the various items that we know on this planet. They're all connected to Krishna. Thank you very much. Any others? Devotees, other devotees want to share some more?
I was thinking about this point was the end that the Srila Prabhupada says, no matter what we do, when we try to research, the result is always the same. So I was realizing how in today's times, many young people, when we tell them something, they don't listen when they, or when they think that they can just get it from some other source, but the result is always the same. So I was really appreciating Srila Prabhupada's point that he said that whatever we do, wherever we get the answer from, the result is going to be the same. Krishna owns everything and he's the cause of all causes. So I was really appreciating that. So, yeah. Hare Krishna.
Yes, very much. Thank you very much. Like piggyback on it by saying that Krishna, when one understands that Krishna is an original cause, even if they have to go through the long route to the research work and then come to the conclusion, Krishna is the original cause, then for the devotee, one's love for Krishna is increased. You mentioned that, which was very, 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 very nice. Because we know, we have to be in Krishna consciousness because everything, he's the original cause of everything. Thank you very much. I'll add a few more for my own self from the things that I also wrote as take away. So, Srila Prabhupada started by saying the scientists are not given the proper cause of life. Their findings are imperfect. But we get from the Vedas what is there, what is proper. We give example, there are 900,000 species in the water. They can't know this by research, but the authoritative statement is made from the Vedas. First law is given by Krishna. And the first law, Savadharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vaja Hamtum Sarva Papebhyo Mukshayishamima Suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender to me. The first law is to surrender to the Lord. Think about him, become his devotee, offer obeisances to him, and worship him. Both of them he quoted. And then he said, Vedic knowledge is the mother and the spiritual master is the father. Krishna is the original cause of everything. We know that. We've talked about it a few times here already. So, since we know now that Krishna is the cause of everything, then we should not hate anyone. Anyone, regardless of color, we should know that Krishna is the cause of everything. Even with this the Varnas, Chaturvana, Krishna establishing different Varnas. He also went into the different descriptions of how the different Varnas society divisions are part of Krishna. Brahman is the mouth of Krishna because that's where the wisdom comes from, the Vedic knowledge. Kshatriya is the arm of Krishna. Vaishya is the belly and Shudra is the leg. But the advanced devotee sees only Krishna in everything. Why? Because the original cause of everything is Krishna. So then he said, if you do not believe that, you can do the research, but the proper conclusion for the research would be that Krishna is the cause of everything. So this Sarva Karana Karanam, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadi Adi Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. He quoted that also, Brahma Samhita chapter 5, text 1, that Krishna called Govinda is the original of all controllers, Sachidananda Vigraha. He has no beginning, he is the beginning of everything, and he is the cause of all causes. So it's nice when this is repeated and then also linked in so many ways. So now everything on this earth, spiritual and not on this earth, no, the whole material world, the whole spiritual world, all of it, the original cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Any other comments? If not, then we thank all of you for tuning onto the Zoom, connecting, and then having with a nice discussion and learning from Srila Prabhupada is always eye-opening. So have a beautiful rest of your week.
Can I make a quick announcement just to
Sure,
remind
please go on.
devotees that tomorrow morning is Chandramali Swami's class. He's back in Europe, so it'll be at 7 in the morning. So please do mark your calendars, mark your time, mark your day, and plan accordingly that tomorrow morning's class will be with His Holiness Chandramali Swami at 7 o'clock in the morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so 7 o'clock tuning tomorrow. 7 in the morning rather than 8. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vaishnav Thakur ki jai. Nitai Gaura Pramanande Hari Hari Bol. Jai.
Thank you. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
All goes to
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Go Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Go Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.